Hey guys, it's me, Romie. This is a review for Real Housewives Season 8, Episode, what, 4 or 5? No, not for Real Housewives. It's way past that. Either way, it doesn't matter. Long story short, this episode was, I'm just gonna skip to the good parts and forget about the fluff. So yeah, the main thing I'm gonna talk about first is Kenya versus Kim Fields. Now, Kim Fields decided that, these women are too self-absorbed. They are way too, image first. And so I'm going to go and have them remember what it's really all about. The beauty from within. And so she wants to do this no makeup party. And of course, everyone's pretty much on board, even though they're kind of like, oh, okay. Except for Kenya. Kenya's like, this little... And clearly we know why. Kenya, beautiful woman, but she's definitely one of those that she has some skin stuff going on, don't we all? But in general, but she has some skin stuff going on, and so it's like, you want to get me in front of these HD cameras and not have makeup on? Nah, you're not trying to play me, type of thing. And so she thought it was a direct stab at her. It wasn't, but if that's how she wants to take it, that's fine. Who cares? And that was really the main conflict, because Cynthia still wants both of them to work together. And they actually had a meeting where they were supposed to both come and pitch their ideas, because that was agreed upon at this party that Kim threw. The party went well, most of the women did show up in makeup, in full makeup or partial. I think it was only, actually RHOA and Cynthia were the only ones, aside from Kim Fields, to not be wearing much makeup. Now, of course, they didn't leave their house just as is. They put on probably some moisturizer, because again, HD cameras, so their skin's gonna look crazy. So they did that, but aside from that, it was pretty good. And of course, Kim was like, here I am type of person. So yeah, and Kenya was not feeling it. I mean, she voiced her opinion. She was like, well, I feel like at this stage, this is a direct jab, because why would you want us to come here at do this whole no makeup thing? And what are you trying to say? It's like, hello, you don't need to come out of your house fully dolled up every time you leave. And so, well, actually, no, you're a celebrity, so yeah, maybe you do. But in general, it was bad. There was actually a clip where the women were, Bravo is so bad. They had this clip of all the women in their houses in full makeup. Because Kim was like, when you're around your houses, I'm sure you're not wearing makeup. It's like, oh, that's what you think. But again, this is when the cameras are rolling, so that doesn't count. Just silly. So aside from that, we had, of course, Phaedra. She met up with a divorce attorney. Well, met back up with the divorce attorney, because she's trying to finalize everything. And of course, Apollo's people are like, yeah, he's in jail, so he doesn't have much say. And, they're trying to get the whole child, what is it called? When your children, like visitation and all of that set up, so that it's very clear from the start and there won't be any issues. This is what we have to follow. This is what we agreed upon. That's it. And of course, Phaedra's like, meeting this halfway, and when Apollo chose to do what he did, it's like, okay, we get it. He chose to do what he did. Do you want us to wave a flag saying you're a great single mother, which clearly you are, because Aiden is, what is he, in first grade or whatever, but he seems super developed. So clearly you did great. And Aiden has a huge personality. So good job on also making sure that you didn't stifle that personality. So I must say, good job, Phaedra. I expect nothing less. Now Dylan is going to be a handful. We already see that, and it's cute right now, but give it a couple of years. Dylan is going to be a handful. He looks like he does not play. But yeah. And so you had Aiden doing arts and crafts, and it was really cute because they're creating a card for his father to send over to jail. And so my whole thing is, as far as pictures, what are their rules when it comes to pictures? Because I do know that some prisons, they don't allow you to get the pictures. They may allow you to get the cards, but not the pictures. And so Phaedra's like, yeah, you know, I'll bring them over once Apollo gets transferred to a prison that's more child-friendly. So that just means that Apollo isn't going to see his kids for the next couple of years, because what prison is truly child-friendly? I'm guessing she means a prison where they could have a room to themselves for visitations or something like that. Okay. Anyway, so you have Candy, who's really, of course, all about the baby, as she should be. And right now she's trying to plan for it. And Todd is in this, you know, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. It's like, how do you know what you're doing? When your daughter came into your life, she was already grown. So how do you know what you're doing? And so that's why Candy was like, yeah, and I haven't had a baby, of course, in what, 14, 15 years? I don't even remember what I'm doing. So they went and they hired this, whatever she's called. And she comes in and she brings the fake baby, and Todd learns how to change the diaper and also learns how to swaddle. And Candy's just like, yeah, okay, you know how to do this right now, but watch when the baby's moving and watch when the baby's trying to pee on you. But it was interesting because the nursery isn't set up and nothing's really set up yet. And so they're really behind on that. And that came out once they were talking to the woman. And also when they were asking about, so how long do you normally breastfeed? And it's like, well, actually it can go as long as 3 to 4. 3 or 4 what? Years. Years? I thought she was going to say months. Years? Because she was like, yeah, my 19-month-old is still breastfeeding. And Candy's just like, in what world? I know we're all thinking like, in a black family, with the exception of Mimi Faust. With the exception of Mimi Faust. No. It's like, mommy, pull it out. No. I have teeth, pull it out. No. Are you kidding me? So anyway, we get past that. Oh yeah, and they're going to Jamaica. They're going to Jamaica, and the interesting thing is, unfortunately, Candy can't go because she's pregnant, and her doctor, of course, said she can't get the green light to go on the plane to go to Jamaica, to go out of the country, get on the plane in general. So there is that. But as we know, Nene is going to meet them in Jamaica, and that's going to be interesting because all of them are going, including Sheree. And you know, Sheree and Nene haven't seen each other in years, and so it's going to be interesting to see how they come together or not. And we'll also see Kim Fields blow up. She'll finally have that moment on screen where it's just like, F these mother effers. I can't deal with these women. And when I mean women, she means Kenya, because Kenya, you know, she really doesn't want to work with Kim Fields. She really feels offended by Kim Fields. And so with this whole Cynthia wanting both of them to co-produce, Kim Fields has a great idea for the commercial. Kim Fields is like, you know what? We're going to go and be on the beach, and, you know, they're not going to be wearing the glasses. It's going to be a hot couple on the beach, and they're walking. And then they put on the glasses, and then they're a whole other world. Now they're in Hollywood. Hollywood. And so after that, what we're going to do is, once you take the glasses off, you're back to normal. Put them on, famous star rocking out. Take them off, and, you know, we've seen commercials like that before, and they're definitely cool. So I thought that was a good enough concept. And so Kenya was a no-show, but Cynthia's like, I still want to include her, and Kim's just like, you know, co-produce. I don't co-produce, or maybe she said co-direct. I don't co-direct. And Kenya was saying how, oh, you know, well, when I was working on an episode with Kim, Tyler Perry was the one who was actually directing and producing. I don't know what Kim was doing, and Kim was being shady to Kenya, but factual, when she was like, when you have over 300 hours of, what was it, directing or producing credits for a movie or TV shows, then we can talk. It's like, okay. We see who are two frenemies, not even frenemies, people who just don't like each other, which is fine, because that's finally entertainment. Aside from all of that, I'm trying to think. Did Portia have anything really going on this episode aside from, oh, Portia got the feedback that she did really well, of course, with the hosting, and what else? What else? Portia, we talked about, oh, Kenya's house, of course, she had to go back and facilitate the work on it because Kenya's house isn't going too well. And when I say isn't going too well, is it's going a lot slower than she anticipated. And she actually brought over her boyfriend. Remember the trainer, gym guy that she thought that was, what her name, Marlo set her up with? Apparently they've been dating for over a month. I'm like, what type of timelines are these shows trying to pull on us? We just saw this 2 episodes and now it's been a month. Okay. So yeah, aside from all of that, you know what was really interesting? Phaedra asked Kenya how was Detroit, and Kenya told a story about how, you know, her mother wasn't really there for her at all. Her father was there and their relationship got stronger, but her mother didn't want to see her, didn't want to speak to her, actually locked the door and said don't open the door. So yeah. So again, that sucks. But that was really nice, and even Kenya was like, yeah, thanks for asking, because then it was kind of like an out of the blue. It was like, oh, okay. I'm not sure if Phaedra thought that Kenya was going to go and say all that, but hey. So yeah, that was pretty much it. I'm sure I've left out a couple of things, but this episode was just okay. So I figured I'd get to the good part in the beginning, and if you guys didn't see the rest, that's alright. It was a non-factor, really. Because next week, it's going to be lit. You cannot miss next week. Why do I feel like they're not called stewardesses. What are they called now? Attendants? Flight attendants? Is that the correct term now? But anyway, yeah, so please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. This episode, it was slow. It was okay. I hope that if you watched the episode and saw my review was more interesting and more energetic than the episode. If not, oh well. Hopefully see you guys next week. And peace.